Honorable Carlos Ahenkorah, former MP for Tema West, former Deputy Minister for Trade and Industry. Yanino Nkweche Enkomo. Honorable Mimwache.
Yeah, Kwame.
Boko na also
Kakana. Anyway, you make use of a fantasy.
Me, what you, eh?
Oh, Kwame, and I said, no, guy from a crown for him. You said, I'm a shout like my crab and one
Madame Fubina was if in Necro, Minion near him, and I'm in Pacho, whatever, a bushing team leg. Yeah. Na mabawo nchen me fam free say na anwa enrampo ene onimnyamfo boanyedu twetwe nkomo e wo ha na ono ne nkomodie mu no se enkane ne sector minister eye honorable Dr. Brian Champon akoka se sa yenye syndicated loan eno eye ono ingenuity the novelty idea or the buy na or the banokra na onyintum but here certain quarters if you honorable Brian say bibia ye policy government policy bia no what be called cabinet na cabinet mum ayedai agiatum ansa na motimi arane enti the work can is neither here nor there no nchimu ahyew akoba ho enkomo ipa minim se wono why deputy minister for trade and industry pen na sa niema nyina na munimu pa na enkomo iti sei
ayo Kwame eventia no fana mentia etiefo nyina madofo ni MPP fo ene makoma bubu yenso nyame adum ne ekoso Ghana ene zefo hu boto for crunch munti ya ready to esa babak yenye pinti na nyame ene hene Kwame ya bibri say ne ekoso especially around this political era and as a period that ubia try say odna na mo bisi say nka ya party na ebi esiki higher political office ebi say nie koba na Ghana for alusu hope we between a rebuild hope na so we nyina ntumi kokojina akunanim na ye nkonkoye flag bearers but ubinya kokudu etumi hushia o se obese odi party anymore ye encourage no Kwame ye boa no ana se ye ka asem papa ede fuado so na okoye se bia wo political affiliation ana se wo baby a wugenti no obeka ensem de egu obako hu fia for me I think say NKE and Idra boy you madam for and I have a lot of respect for him but angel now the fire the way see bar out no I least experiment him pushing no minimum man ba bonte be kai sem po say am fakra say the okani no kra the forum na era edify no I think say it leaves much to be desired say believe ka wa me ra hopo papa na ma ji se bian ka binya yan ka na friend na ma chen say enyema bi won wa so beta frache the reasoning behind and I say one ka say what you for would you push sad you know anything and what do you want to achieve in the final analysis you party for baku so chira ipa ya obeso kanishi and as wo ye bibia ma enu wonya ba for me so no kwa ku win leadership no our party how do you tend to relate to this person one antagonizing forever you don't go in that media space and try to do things undo things that have been done so now about okay
honorable
yes sir
we no honorable Brian honorable Wahedu de no okan anka na onko kan forum ben ana na officer ka kwan be so na okan
ena ka be kan the no nipa no o minister no no working relationship when you are done for cry minister that's what okay they just under you because they say this like one name come outside then no no back our friend is saying person waba abontin abɛkyerɛ sɛ bia metan sɛ no mɛbia sɛ no mɛbia ɛna wo so bɛgyina abɔnten ɛgu na no ase na sɛ wɔn na ka kyerɛ sɛ nipa 5 a ɛyɛ campaign nyinaa na nneɛma wɔn nso wɔn yɛ wɔn na wɔn yɛ if you like ma nkurɔfoɔ nkɔ down na adeɛ bi obiara so a yɛde yɛmfa no maako ne yɛnhwɛ role a wɔn nso wɔn yɛ no mu play o some of them are not that even played any role at all obi wɔ bi a ɔ inaugurate adeɛ no kɛkɛ na aba abɛda ne din aba abɛda so so no nti when it comes to policy development it starts from a point and it ends at one point it would tear so anybody can hear no the aye which one but you don't go about singling one person say also what you see na me yes you don't do that in public na ke Japan so no ka ni na ono kwa na ye nearby we so ni ono aye na say Japan friend say education minister and then go for say or say PSH is one of the banners on ye and so you know ye because he was on the sector minister then so in the end you may be say what to you cry in America na fa to kwam such a way and go for betia say asowa me ke ana asowa wo ke ne kwan so ni name say ne seka ye de fa on the quiet but you don't call out and vilify the press I mean there and not harm but Kwame my main cause of any issue so me my member of Cocoa board no from 2017 now hope of security that I was 20 you don't come out and say some of these things but for your information start selling on the friend saying syndication near the idea and your time 2017 could start to you I can say every Ghanaian government everybody sees it obi ehunu say a issue obi ehunu say a problem say why would do product over say wotom and so obi abeka tell say corner kokko bisia tokoto kokko no na mbeta akotwe ni bakroka ni bakra ju interest esisi a na abrofo ndi sisi yen esisi a na abrofo bu nsa agu achi a omo pese ekwan bia ze kokko ni enya the minimal returns on it no omo gain there's so many sectors in this cocoa sector abrofo no esisi yen as yakata ani and the side you put here and the person selling on spot and I say you turn your cocoa ni fa kabra betono I started Kwame Nkrumah time Kwame misasem who do me enter Kwame Nkrumah see silos no tema
very
good or see silos no in order to store their cocoa and ask you to bring your money and come and buy so do be na brofo no e di sa ye we aye come on say that no to cocoa let me go then in some na media cocoa ni na media and me to me cocoa be so ko be say wo nua ho e to cocoa no na we asa ma na interest kakra wa tia me no wa interest wo na so la be say ahia be to cocoa e dey me see silo mu na me cocoa na gu 120,000 metric ton that's any produce here 60,000 or 70,000 about we see 120,000 metric ton a friend say silo say OCPC with intention say on the cocoa be gu na say afeno so na so wo sika that never to be. That was when this intention started. And the young people could be and I can say media the next many say and not some many say. However, they started Kwame Nkrumah time. I can tell you the NDC time the plan was there if you look at some of the points that you have. People have this thing in their mind. But how to implement it or how to put the policy forward was the bold initiative we're looking for. So and Yababem from 2017, Ako 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Parents, we are that bold initiative started coming cover timing. Armor out. Minister Bian were watching me a pussy side initiative, Ayajuma, from that time. Not so back of pencil. So on come before I know Yaripu. And that pencil a buyer. At least you can attribute it to anybody. That is what I want to, explain to Mira Edu. So the intention or the idea of this cocoa syndication abrogation, it didn't start from him. Me, a lot of ideas of this person, I brought to the fore. Not me, a idea, if I'm free forward, and I say, na idea my dream 100 dada. Send me a waste. yeah, ama abrofono SCA kwan bebre so. Until we could find a way to maximize more profit. Kwame, near any no cramp na young. Another one young cram is bab out omen to yan hoshi. It's a shipment of this cocoa. Kwame cocoa na yashi putting in ano. Abrofono ako above the freight forwarders. Straight to cocoa board and only cocoa board negotiating free trade.
Ah.
Now almost just freight forwarders in the Kwame, me decide issue we buy.
Mami Musa Debi. Woman just freight forwarders no. Cocoa board so no one no sa export in your money no. Sabi be a woman in the no in room are more freight forwarders no. If you are on your day, send your home basis to a move.
Thank you. I don't think I know that board in the Solomon cemetery. I be a fasano. In fact, some of the reasons, and the reasons did be a man called politics is some of these things to sanitize the transport sector. But hopefully I'm Twitter, and you know how politics works. The president and I say we need no arm for police insurance. You cannot help. But the information is so what quite man to baby family. Not all person ship on your man about Nkrumah Ghana ha. There's no way you can go to a shipping line and say shipping line and container and present in Ghana. It is not possible.
Mm-hmm.
You certainly have to work through a freight forwarder.
Mm-hmm.
You certainly have to work through somebody whose business it is to ensure say shipments go through a certain format.
Mm-hmm.
The shipping line has no business. Maersk Line, MSC, Hapag-Lloyd, they have no business coming to you, and as you have no business going to them, for them to give you a container to ship out. No, it doesn't work like that. You need to go through a freight forwarder. And the reason is this. Abroad making sure that you will make you at least from that business that you have generated. I don't think they say, what of freight forwarders are freight forwarder of Nkrumah or a license to do business in that city. In that country. It is a wonderful of freight forwarder.
What talk car crowd butcher? What are you? Who's a woman your cash? Who could your car with a bank company account to who we are now, woman mouth shipping line be a freight forwarder be. Say, J. We mun never babefa.
We mun never babefa. Thank you. Yanka say shipping line. We have to say Messi line. And I say Hapag-Lloyd.
What I wouldn't need babefa. No one say. And woman you Tiaka.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You are my time of you.
Thank you. In the shipping lines, don't respect freight forwarders no power because they are the basic generators of their business. Over Ghana ha, Asibubiano, Ghana Shippers Council, Omudi Cocoa Board for him, Echo Cocoa, a friend saying, Price, a friend saying, meeting. Omu to baby bako. No matter what she abuche baby. No matter what she, I feel okay, 20% container, you bet you $500. Takakania boy in 7 years. Kwame, some use of freight forwarders. Our Ghana Hanua, Mr. Gobet Mian, $300. I'm a second be a freight forwarder and Butum, I'm what you tax am buying. But hot pay $500, our brutally, into your delivery with them. Now, Cocoa, if I say I produce 650,000 metric tons. Now, for the 150 cry, a friend saying, light crop, that 500 near 500 no. Bear 50,000 to 100,000 per and never call on FOB. Nyaka is CNF and CIF, which means the freight and the ship would have to be determined by the local shipper here in Ghana before it leaves. It is if freight forwarder now had mono and they determine the Pakro best one man qua or no betia freight obitia. It happens everywhere. Even over here don't mess like Canada. Near your post number Ghana, say Omra no may transfer. Over here freight forwarder ship these things out to Ghana. In the other Ghana, you my own coin. Now you cocoa na major product, no. And they you travel Emma shipping line for the determine human bitia. Nyakobo and Sawan Yaba. People are shipping goods to China today, as I speak to you, at $300, $250. Because Chinese money here containers no, and it's going out empty. If we have ways and means to build this router and my maximum returns on the freighter with any other being a quality. Because they don't bother because they don't understand. So, and the way no, why your minister be now about now say, Sasami and the policy, ya can't check. A better nako, Umi all the Ajiaba. Or say they be had a prince, I'm prince. Yabin, and so be the cabinet. And your finance minister is a cabinet. And yet your friend is saying, sanitation is a cabinet. And you will sector minister, which is agric minister. No, and they call no call say only interest woman or push. So call not say jadi and energy one. Or become a our principal of pushing or call back saying. But he was able to do everything under his power to bring this thing that is about more than 60 years old to fruition.
Honorable. It's not just Honorable Dr. Brian Champon. Said the Aussie Kings one presua and can want to be pushy and my cabinet in because a cabinet decision.
That is what I want to say. So we your management class then now the policy but that's why the idea be back. That's why the minister doesn't buy into it. Or the couple cabinet, or on the cabinet, and a cabinet was on the bar, or what the Nkrumah said. Because he doesn't believe in it, and that's what they call. For the chief agriculture president all the chief of Abla. No, the qua. Yes, on pet, it's all our cow. When we was here by a canoe, son, a friend is saying, a year and bar, a canoe. And for me, I don't see why this argument is even going on in the first place. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And yes, we person tarnishing the political career. And as of bringing it down, as far as the position of pay is concerned, anything to do with what happened yesterday, for me, it's a calculated failure. Somebody is trying to, support his candidate and using Machiavellian tactics to bring Rab right now. Don't forget, we need a future for this party. Even if Brian is not able to make it
a calculated attempt.
What can I say? Some way I saw a big job at Bejamuka. Mariba Kumba. Sajan no cry, I saw a Bejamuka. Well, even if Mr. Brian doesn't make it this time, which I doubt that he won't make it, I tell you that he stands to be the future of this party.
Well, let me make you on.
Kwame, there's no doubt. Then, watch out for her, now watch out for her. As far as the way we near Yamwa. Where's the way we near Yamwa? He's the only person that can put the two sides together. 10 people in Kababo party. You need a neutral person who can put this party together. And that is what I believe in. Because it happened last time. But me winning here, I name Prof. Walker say, Ken, and some can end this body campaign. Ken, and a campaign, Jano, Ken, and a scene. It is coming to us. So what platform be so? No, and to qua. And someone, for me, for too money, not can force too money. Opening, it will tell the MPP, you baby combat a betche. And she said, yeah, Obi, no, because I've been a meeting who let you make them feel. Now, one of us are baby. One friends said 2 groups see at the party, the Buffalo, and as all my parties in any town, you know. Rather than anymore. I see no reason why anybody to find any difficulty in either supporting or not supporting. Just take your decision and move on. Now, but jam one thing, now I'll be our former boss. You don't do that. Because the idea didn't originate with you. It has been in existence since independence. Oh, but you now will be a better bold initiative over driving and the other out. And after 60-something years, somebody has done it. So why in heaven's name would you want to come out and denigrate the person?
And then Nipa now, the sector minister. Brian.
That's what I'm saying. The point is, I could say 3 years from 2017 to 2023. Why didn't he push it? If indeed it was there, and I know it was there because I was on the board. And we had planned this long before then. So why didn't I could say 3 years push it? Because maybe he was not interested. And he didn't understand the intricacies. If you are free to the American way, or no way to nominate free to the income. He didn't understand it. So he didn't do anything about it. But me a board member keke. So me no management do unkomo. Na so who say idea e fa kwemu. We generate a friend saying idea no into a policy document for us to discuss and drive it to the minister. But because you didn't understand, we are still in our ABC. And then say me for example, what you know maybe I say or contact me. I mean, anybody say come away. No one should say if it makes sense at all. For us to go and sit down and discuss free trade with Cocoa Board and the shipping lines and leave the free forwarders behind. Now they are upper on 100,000 metric tons per for freight forwarders. No more haggle with free trade. No more share profit on the baba. They will reduce the price of cocoa, but they will make their own profit here. First, any free forwarders in me. First, any shippers and free forwarders are maybe very knowledgeable in the business. If you are buying TVB Friendly Shippers Council and you are buying UN, UNCTAD, TVB Friendly Shippers Council, developing countries are export, I want shipping lines daily. Now, more from knowledge and friend town, but she said, free negotiations and shipping a friend saying, shipping business. That's why the Shippers Council were formed all along this West African coast. And they are relevant, yet should be brief. Their main mandate was to ensure, say, shipping of our products out of this country will benefit this country. And in their law, they were even asked to ship or consider shipping on a FOB basis in Kwame Ade. So, time passed, you have freight forwarders, I was system more. Or maybe more knowledgeable than your colleagues at Wabonti. When oil and gas was coming, we thought that we were going to fall down. We thought we were not ready. We didn't have the people amongst us to work. But there are people amongst us that almost saw oil and gas. Oil and gas and age. I say, about my debris. What we went through, what we have done, we have no more oil, and then over oil and gas logistics. We have men, we have great guys who have done very well in that department. And here, Obi said, Ababa said to your body, say, who can worshipers view? Because today, the private relationship between a shipper and his merchant or his client cannot be put on in the public. Obi or cranium baby and as Obi export no maybe or a freight forwarder and an agent. I don't know what special relationship. And come on with a third person kiddy. In the end, I'm going to be the one in what sense? So rather pursue profit on that sector. What you need to do is to create that environment whereby you have a lot more players in there going out there to fight for free trade and getting you the best. Now go to baby say mom na entrance the shipping line for this year go e dey comedy and saying you better system they bet 520 now 550 ni aboy nsem. There's a 550 the whole year no. The free buffer mo free cost 550. We were the same destination. People were they be all shipping nyoma and nyoma ne north. Of course, a certain country, no, 200 and 300. Now, we cook on 650,000 metric tons, no, $500. One eboka. You can hear Nkrumah. But because they didn't understand, they couldn't pick on this to also develop it. I agree. I know we are the TV. But that can't wait. Our board minutes. One day. We will buy over here because I'm in front of the the intent around and say, well, the same thing in Nkrumah freight forwarders now. We'll continue our business with the shipping lines. But this year, crop year, 100,000 metric tons. Every freight forwarders say, most of them freight, no more freight. We'll control it and be able to make sure that we maximize profit. That's how it is work. All the obedience, I just independence behind it. No, I bet so 1 year, 1.5 years. No, if you push the car. I don't understand that Abomano. That's what I can say. And come away, give it to me and don't forget it. Coming into the public domain to throw yourself, out like that, for me, it smacks of a lot of mischief. And then, idea we say, will bring you down. Where you went on the tangent you went is very bad. Madam for Panami Bunupa, a very, very hard-working man. But wait there, it was freely.
Now, Usha is born out of politism and adding.
Oh, now, politics, and I thought, you're a bright now kind. Or say what call Facebook wall. When my call. Or no, you do not know when the baby Ojida, according to Jay. If you look at the question of giving him that a friend say gravitas to move on and do that. So we are saying one candidate no why as a candidate they push you. No our candidate no be on can say bia. No man our can no ye. But what they are watching or the about what's happening why? Because he was the one in charge. So but the most important thing is that at this juncture, let the candidates come out and tell us what they have done. Because there will be a candidate of a set of Ojinaba. Not say when you are one moment to Abaman and why you're paying. How do you expect this person to convince the people who are going to vote for him? Okasam na no kra. Yebehunu. Okano obwa. Yebehunu. sabi wo kan wan ka say 2020 and implementation by the 2020 implementation by and can no minister here dey be dey finish company ampa 2024 and a policy implement here and NDC for na say omanya ho faso it is what kind of dream challenge no double challenge no Kwame not in the public domain it is wrong it is very very wrong someone will be as a party for no share say a party implement for they should let some of these things they call out some of these things. Oh, one yes, sir, none of our one to Nkrumah. Anya be honest with you, Nichu. Anya be a Nkrumah, almost to Aba. And all your Nkrumah, Obetin. It is a wood start, it's a wood, sir, could mean see to bring him down. Woman sympathy was Katramo. In the best say, Edu, the Pacho as a wood media. Baby, I'll find around there. Let's just say, I ask you to revise your notes and please stay out. We have stayed out from this thing for many years. One can say, you don't normally do this. And this is what Kwame no in the tango. Then a wow only power standing presidential elections. Now, Baba Bontina, because I say, your former sector minister. You don't do that. Oh, yes, sir. No, this is your before, no, that can be no, you can do one escalator. Kwame. And you may be happy at the way as my hair came. I started with your platform, so MP's platform, so. Na me ntimi kama someone show. I did attempt any to that is what is happening. Why must it be like that? Do we have your elders or party one? Let's call people to order. It's not good.
Na obi maybe say ye can no. Other camps no so no other candidates no ye Abraham mo ye can dey compare ko Japan no me ade no. Won so kan sem bia ebinum so bonyu so. Eti no say ye call nipa to order obeka say na ye call obi to order.
What is the better radio or radio so? What is the Japan cut BB? Say ono or day wa fa nipa 7,000 adwum. And we be a bit some question on radio so that.
There be
Kwame, what you say Dr. Baumia Abidjan radio so say ono the interoperability by and we be able to question that. Now mobile money buy mobile able to question that. So what you say Dr. Duchu Abidjan radio so I say PSHS ono the buy and we be able to question radio so that. What problem a side na koka. Side call his person or even what's a problem also. What is a question? But you don't come out publicly and do what you did. It's wrong. Wrong. Only no be a kind of say I say this time here. Obi a tell mutu. Obi a can your first one. Obi a trumpet ne achievement. It is a me. Let me force a time and me BBC. I said I'm pekra. I buy me time, so I can take it up and go ahead with it. So, and you don't blame Baumia for saying anything. You don't blame a friend saying Ken for saying it. You don't blame Aduchu for saying anything. When Kwame Japan is starting his effort from beginning of party 1992, what is that question for public? You don't do that. You don't do that. I think it's very wrong.
Okay. Now, honorable Mami Musa, baby, I'm a party yedri pa. Candidate Bain Muhiano to wrestle power from the NDC coming 2028.
What is the question? Sir, answer it because they are common entities. What you will cry is a question. 2028, yeah, we need election. No, Kwame, yeah, I'm sure you are about 2036. The reason being that NDC need be anywhere. I'll be winning. But Mama, maybe you. NDC we need 2028. Will be anywhere better now. 7 fraction. So about 4 years. No one. That's what Koto. That's what Daho. That's what Butu. Emma Ghana for the 8 years will be chance. If you hear mistake, not 2028, every year, sir. Here's 2026. That is 2036. Now the Kwame a bad fee. The million people Tiamia. 8 months pay. Pansasho Butum. Pansasho Butum 8 months pay. Now I say, Serenity and Sanity. Now about 12 years. And we don't have a choice. 2028 we need to win the election. What I would like to know. Now we should nature based on America. Thanks for about me, I say. About me for the care is a kind about me, I don't want you. Omo town much, and which is for and to qua. And I'm some you rescue my friend in some who eka. And I carried the election. If you hear Obia, between the Afaha and the Afaha, a boom. But me for me at the can a memory, me repeating who you. 10 for an exam, 10 Nankasaka Kirby, and I did for the ball, a jingle, a dear campaign piano. Me wa me amenitia. Say 10 kwa be ya when we obey a campaign about me. But Baumia are still blaming Ken for the loss. I don't know whether this featured in the Michael Quay report. But how almost cannot do say they are saying it from a very strong point. And when you know my against the yeah, it's a baby. The friend we near, there's no way I ever put it. I'm a Ken Acosto. Now, dear, Mame Bakumba, not time to quite the mountain. Yenya Penibia, Senator Robert Tanzania can ye, ama a year to ye. Na amode amodi rasa elections no more. The Bakuku will near offer. How do you expect the party to win power in 2028? And nunti, Anna, me have my idea and say, they know be a very neutral. Obia or yet a friend saying, unifier. Obia over to me at the Afahani Afahabum. Sabe Brian, unti the Kenya Japan, Nadam for Pano. And Baumia's say, last election, Cradota about nature more. The support the man known and who they Bibia, everybody knows. And idea only will be our problem. I was and tiny. The most important thing is a Ghana for and I say MPP for so say a mistake. Not the cock of one side be on the other side, no MMA can hold the air. Then the 2036 no, you have a call. Me, I believe strongly that Dr. Bamia will be one of the best presidents this country will ever have. I believe strongly that Dr. Bamia man a chance. He or a typical politician like some of us, or a technocrat and is going to bring his technical ability to the table for his own colleagues to come and help him and be devoid of unnecessary politics there. A character is a but the how has been our problem up to this point. The how.
The how, no, say.
The how, a 2024 election, a number of green by. Now, my report down my out into I cannot go and preempt anything. Yeah, you know, be our nothing, will be able to, it's very painful, it's very sad. Maybe was a lot of hope in that man. So he's my friend, I know him, and I think that he can do better. But how do we get it done? The how is what I'm saying about. Now, unfortunately for us, Canada Japan, there was a lot of support in the masses, even across NDC. He has people who are sitting there saying, "Somebody came back there on one of the Tuamano, on the Rebecca, on the sea." No matter what it takes, nobody can take it away from him. Just on your position now, Obama Ghana, it will fall. And there's a fact. But the reasoning is, the Kenya, Baumia for Babua, the Baumia for Nya, came for Babua, and to Kwame, Obian Kamushi, and Samuel Kosi, Obian Stopon Kofui. Young boys see the way we see a young who our social media and your manoma. Of a Torabia, not according to the or there's Obi War, Nipa, or Trap TV, and why no any TV. Morgan Cancer, phone, a subject of fracture, Ghana for Venture, and some who here at the fat opponent for from. Never of course, what also the dia, or also customer, what Tomania, would you know man to think about them? Why must it happen like that? And the Pamno Channel and the crunching. So when you be able to cut two sides together, we'll be able to make it as if I'm no war. And so I told you, Temwa, said you'll be from Mumbai between Amma, your party no Australia General Waka. Now you move forward. I think that is the thinking that should go in the head of all MPP people. It's not about the person who not for the party to change. But is he able to do that? Is he able to bring the party together? He says, we'll be able to the party number to get the BF. Then they say, smallest person in the party, you organize the whole party, and answer the oldest party, the chair of council of elders. Or no quite between the party, no, about together. Me, I say, and no, Sergeant and SMPP for far. No more, share how are you between your party, back. Because we cannot wait till 2036.
Now, Sandy Pan, what am I?
No, Brian. Well, we're so making it, then you know, go see Brian. Something about a bonny gumbe, a bonny. One people not yet. Every people born. Says so man and the sa and the assembly. Toma pa obia, obet be unified party na the assembly. When you dini, and as a young one, but Oma will say I'm paying unified at the assembly. And the middle and say, young can't quit him. And yet, then the Cabiano, that would be their choice. No more advice from the bone say, Omo me and uniform pa. And I about what Tiensa. But what Tiensa say we are, we cannot come back. And then your men to fail here. Let's say, be able. It is open no be jumping Mr. Brian, some say, or no unify, or only preaching, no more preaching in I say, baby, capacity in a boom. Yaku in Makako Ejuma. Near we need 28. No? That's all he talks about. Of course, obviously, so be Boa, that will be a bit more. Over send Wayama Kuno and Sana, in Makwabo. And the Obekan, over 1,000 efforts in contribution. But mainly, Ninsamo Kanyano is based on unifying the party to push us forward. So, and if that is what is happening, not say, and nobody have one party that can anymore. I don't see any reason why, it to be and consider.
And yeah, Mamma was not missing your pan farm small.
That's about Kwame, I am a mental.
Matebra, Memwatemaker. Okay. Okay, 101.7, Sunny. Honorable Carlos Ahenkorah, former MP for Tema West, former Deputy Minister for Trade and Industry. And I don't know what